Step forward.
Lots of guards on duty. It certainly
Stay behind
seems
the
that
line.
something has the dwarves on alert, though whether it has to do with us.
Honestly, I hope it does. As bad as that could be for the
Next.
dwarves, it was a long way to get here, and I don't want this trip to be for nothing.
Stay behind the
Agreed.
line, please.
Though I will be more than happy to leave these tunnels. We've only just
Next.
arrived, and already I cannot help but feel trapped.
We'll get in and out as quickly as we can. Just tell me
stay
if
behind
you
the
start
line.
having problems, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Please stay behind the line. Next. Please stay behind the line. Next. Next. Step forward. Next. 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 Next.
What's going on? What are you
We're
doing?
trapped! Get us out, Katra! We are easy targets here!
What's happening? What did I do?
The precautions have marked you as dangerous. You'll be detained, examined, and questioned.
Why do they say I'm dangerous?
Our wards indicate that there's been tampering with your mind or soul. There's a foreign entity inside of you.
Again? How many times will our simple presence be a cause for suspicion or study? This is growing tiresome.
Do you have any explanation for this?
I carry the soul of a dragon within me. We are here hunting the ones who took his body from him.
My first instinct is to call you nuts and throw you in jail. But either way, you'll be detained until we finish evaluating you. Our commander's on the way to address this personally.
And how long will all of this take?
That is for our commander to decide. You might not be allowed to leave at all.
So you're the one who set our alarms to screaming like a goat that's been cornered by a mountain lion? Fengir, I don't feel like wasting our time here, so cast your spells and let's get on with our lives. If you resist his spells, he will know. Submit to them, or we will use more invasive and painful methods to get what we need out of you.
I would suggest that you answer Commander Tordek's questions fully and truthfully, while providing any other information that's applicable to our investigation.
As a dwarf casts his spell, you feel a sensation akin to what you did when Thesserai's assistant cast Zone of Truth on you. This, however, is more direct, targeted, and instead of trying to prevent a certain kind of action, you can... This seems like a fairly reasonable request. No reason to not be honest with them, right?
Good. The first...
I've got a dragon inside of me, and while we didn't intend any harm to your people before, this treatment is really making me reconsider, while the dragon's on the verge of a panic attack-induced breakdown from you half-pint jerks shoving him in a cage.
I am not on the verge of a breakdown, but the point stands.
Well, that was... You are certain the spells are working?
Yes, but to be fair, I didn't stipulate that they needed to answer the questions politely.
Right. Add that to standard procedure whenever we interrogate someone. Surprising as all of this is, what business have you in Mithril Hall? Why come here?
The people and creatures who stole the dragon's body are hunting us for the soul.
In that case, perhaps our interests are aligned. Before we go any further, perhaps it would be best if you started from the beginning and told me all you know and what manner of foe.
That wasn't a question. I don't have to answer.
Tordek simply looks at you, only deigning to cock an eyebrow as he stares you down like a disappointed father.
Okay, fine, I'll tell you. But only because I want to.
So these pale things in the tunnels we've found. That they are not from Faerun explains why no one in the city is familiar with them. We had thought that they were perhaps a lost people from the Underdark, as those caverns are vast and not all of them explored. I had suspected that their appearance might have something to do with our missing people. As for whatever has taken the dragon's body, that is not an enemy we can allow to rest at our front door.
So what do you plan to do about it?
Kill it, of course. If you cannot remove the creature from Endandravair's body, then a dragon controlled by a cult is not something that we can ignore.
But you are willing to let us try first.
I am. Partly because the most callous and pragmatic smart thing to do would be to allow it. If you succeed, then the problem is solved. If you fail, then you will most likely die and be unable to stop us. Furthermore, you seem to genuinely believe you can accomplish this, even while compelled to tell us the truth of yourself and your journeys. You have spoken of overcoming monstrous creatures and seem to have a plan with this Rod of Alignment, which Fengir would salivate over if you gave...
I would not salivate.
Yes, you would. Because of your confidence and because it is right to help a goodly dragon, we will move forward with your plan and aid you as we can. Our scouts have tracked these Starspawn to a set of ruins in the Underdark that they seem to be using as their base. Chances are you will find your dragon there, or at least more information about where it could be.
That's...
However, confidence can be unwarranted. To make sure that you are up to the task, we will test you. A simple sparring match should do. It will be you against, say, 3 of our best fighters. If you beat them, then we will assist you.
3 against 1 seems a bit unfair.
The ones I have in mind each earned their reputations fairly. One slew a hook horror when he was a fresh recruit in the army, and the other 2 were essential in finding and exterminating and...
Very well. I accept your terms.
Excellent. In that case, Fengir, you may remove the restraints and end the spell.
Shaba take you, Tordek. Felt like
I would never let that happen. Else your wife would skin me alive when she saw you.
and I would let her.
You're free to go now. I will return to my other duties, and when you are ready, report to the Silverbeard Arena to face 3 of our champions.
Remember, this fight determines whether you even have a chance to save me and separate us. Not to make you panic or cause undue stress, but this might as well be a matter of life and death.
Yeah, right. No pressure. Thanks.
Ah, yes. The human. Tordek said that he was sending you this way. Ready to get beaten into the dust.
I'm ready. But you might be surprised about who gets taken down today.
Uh-huh. Sure. Well, let's get it over with. Well, I'll be. Wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself. Guess Tordex saw something in you and was right. Again. I should know better by now than to second guess him. Anywho, I'll send word along that you passed his test. Once you're patched up and ready, speak with him about whatever it was that got you down here in the first place.
Ah, there you are. I heard the good news. I suspected that you would at least make a good show of things, but even I'm impressed to hear that you defeated all 3 of the warriors I picked. Perhaps you can save your friend after all.
So, what now?
Now I am going to send you with a squad of soldiers into the Underdark to invade the lair of a relatively unknown foe. We have a very rough estimate of how many Starspawn there are, but if there are any cultists or prisoners, they have stayed within the ruins. I have already made the arrangements and my soldiers are moving ahead to further scout and prepare for the attack. Before you leave though, you should wear this. This will prevent anyone from scrying on you, like the cultists probably did when they found you at Kelvin's cairn. Don't want the evil little vermin to see you coming now, do we? Now get going. You have a dragon to rescue.
Without sunlight, there is little plant life in the Underdark. Instead, mushroom forests like this one sprout from decomposing material. Creatures come to feed on these mushrooms, and those creatures are eaten by predators, and then new mushrooms grow from what is left over. They are not too different from forests on the surface in that regard. Just don't try to eat them, is all.
finally. Was wondering when you'd show up.
Did you learn anything more? Did you see the dragon?
Not much, and no. Just got a better lay of the land, really.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Nervous? Yeah, can't say as I blame you, kid. If I'm being honest, I'm ready to puke. To help make sure that you don't have to deal with too many bad guys inside, my squad and I will cause a distraction and draw as many enemies as we can into a battle outside. We chose a good spot to attack. Doesn't matter how good we are. If we get swarmed, it's over. So, you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, let us go first then. Once you hear us starting to fight, you go to that side entrance over there. Good luck.
This is a little too familiar. The cave, the star spawn, and again I cannot fight. No. This is different. This is not what happened last time. We are not the victim. We are the hunter. We are the hunter.
We've got this. Just bear with it. This will be over soon.